What do all of these foods have in common? They all contain some sort of genetically modified gene. In fact, 70 to 80% of processed foods in America are genetically modified. And 95% of food-producing animals feed on genetically engineered seeds. So what are genetically modified organisms, or GMOs? Also known as transgenic organisms, they are the result if a gene from one organism is intentionally transferred to another unrelated organism to improve another organism and produce desirable traits. Usually, farmers use this type of artificial selection in order to increase profit with their superpower crops. By crossbreeding, farmers can produce genetically improved DNA for livestock and crops with more favorable traits. These traits include to be pesticide resistant, grow taller, have wider tolerance levels, or increase amount of yield. The top common GMO foods include corn, soy, dairy products, rice, potatoes, and tomatoes. An example of a GMO is corn. Originating as a teosinte plant, after being genetically modified, corn is now 1,000 times larger, 3.5 times sweeter, easier to peel, creates 7.6% higher yield, and increases farmers' income by about $44.1 billion per year. As for testing for the safety of GMOs, it is not possible to make a general assumption of the safety of GMOs because each case is different. But for now, no evidence has been shown of harmful effects or beneficial effects of GMOs on human health. As for the environment, safety aspects regarding the environment vary based on local conditions. Concerns include the introduction of engineered genes into wild populations, the response of the engineered genes on non-target organisms, loss of biodiversity, and increased use of chemicals in agriculture. These days, there is growing skepticism about morality and ethical factors of producing GMOs. Some pros include being cheaper, having more nutritious value, being more durable, being more efficient in the fact that it requires less fertilizer and less water. It grows faster, which produces higher yields. It is better to withstand droughts. There are less pesticides needed. It is more disease resistant and also freeze resistant. However, some cons include the new allergens introduced, the rapid evolution of pests, increasing food production prices, the pest-resistant genes being passed to weeds, and irreversible ecological and genetic impacts.
Je cherche un homme, un Pierre au Paul, un Jacques au Paul, un Jacques au